What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Somebody told me. Can you hear it? What's up, everybody? Hi, welcome to the Uke Revolution Live. This is a live lesson for Everything She Wants, the WHAM song. There's two new documentaries out this year. One's just about George Michael's solo career. One is about the creation of WHAM and how WHAM happened. And I watched both of them this week, and George is one of my favorites. If you've been around the channel for a while, you may know that. And it's my birthday month, so I decided we're doing some George Michael song learning around here. So I've already put the chords for the song up on the screen if you want to start checking them out. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So this song is kind of like, there's a single version of it. There's a long extended version of it that has this verse B that I really like, so I didn't want to leave that out. Hi, Demi. Yeah, y'all say hey in the chat. Holler at me. Say hey, what's up? What was I saying? Yes. So we're doing kind of like the extended version. Not kind of like. We are doing the extended version. And that has a pattern for the verse, a pattern for the chorus, and then there's this verse B thing. And then otherwise this song is built around these two parts, the verse and the chorus. But George does a lot of kind of ad-libbing stuff. It's this really like kind of wide extended song. There's a lot of little interlude moments. So overall it's like fairly simple, but then because of the vocal stuff, it makes it a little bit more complicated to like put it all together. So yeah, we're going to look at the chords. We're going to look at the pattern for the verse, the pattern for the chorus. There's a little walk down trick in the chorus that I'm going to show you. And the verse B. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And think about all the things I have to say before I start talking about these chords. If you want to get the full song arrangement, especially for this one, because it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of wide and spread out and all over the place. And while it's built on like some basic chord patterns, the actual arrangement of it is fairly complicated. Yeah, if you want to get the full shebang for this song and for the whole library, you can join as a monthly member on Ko-fi. You'll access the full library. Or if you want to just get this one song sheet or just one song sheet from the library, you can visit the shop. There's also some freebies in the shop for you to grab if you would like. So check it out. And the link is in the caption. So let's talk about these chords. We've got G suspended 4 and G. And these come together constantly during the song. So we're going to use the G shape to build the G suspended 4. And I'm going to do like this. And then I'm going to put these over here so you can see my hand. So if you form a G chord, like a normal G chord, what was I going to put up? Oh, this one. I'm going to put this one up. Okay. Form a G chord like you normally would. And then if you put your pinky on the A string of the 3rd fret, this is G suspended 4. The other way you can do it is to make kind of a mini bar with the bottom 3 strings of the 2nd fret. And this is weird that I'm talking, you can't see my mouth. I'm trying to make sure you can see my hand. Okay. So we're going to make a little mini bar, put your middle finger on the E string of the 3rd fret and your ring finger on the A string of the 3rd fret. So when you move from the G suspended 4, this is G suspended 4, this like smushed position, you just pick up your ring finger and that's G. The same thing if you make like a regular G shape like this, peace fingers on the 2nd fret, ring finger on the E string, and then pinky on the A string on the 3rd fret. You just pick up your pinky to make the G. So you got G suspended 4, G. Or like this, G suspended 4, G. I like this little bar one. I think I feel like my pinky's not as stable as the other fingers. So for me, this one, using the bar and the 2 fingers, works better for me. But you might like this one with the regular G shape because the regular G shape is familiar. G suspended 4, G. Then we have C minor 7. So this chord, C minor 7, I chose this because we're doing like an acoustic version. It fills it out a little bit more. I kind of like the shimmery sound of it, but it's not totally 100% accurate to the arrangement. This is the one I like to use. There's a note on the sheet that says you can sub C7 suspended 4 for this C minor 7. So if you want to play it like more accurately, but for me acoustically it sounds a bit open, so I like this one. But that C7 suspended 4 shape is the 1st fret, the E and the A string, so the bottom 2 strings here. So whenever you see this C minor 7 in the song, you can substitute, you can choose which one you like. And sometimes I mix and match, I mix it up a little bit, play one sometimes and one another time. So this is C7 suspended 4 or this C minor 7. And that's that one. Okay, good. And then we have F add 9, so nice 1 finger chord, just the E string of the 1st fret. So this is, if you came in before I started the stream, I made a little loop of the opening riff. It's the main riff for the song. It's for the verses with these 4 chords. So you might have heard that coming in. Next we have D minor 7. G minor, G minor 7. This D7 plus 5 or D7 augmented 5, it's optional. I've got like a simplified chorus and then a more challenging way to play the chorus today, and I'll show you both. So you don't have to play this chord if you don't want to. It comes like as a passing chord. It happens really quickly. To play this chord, you can either use your peace sign fingers on the middle 2 strings here on the 2nd fret, and then you've got your ring finger and your pinky finger on the 3rd fret. Or you can bar the 2nd fret, and then you've got your middle finger and your ring finger on the G string and the A string. Very dissonant sounding chord. That's why it's passing. We want it to go somewhere. But it creates this, feeling of anxiety and tension that this song is about. D7, it'll come right after it. And now I'm looking at this. So if you look at like the relationship between these 2 shapes, the D7, to make this D7 augmented 5 or plus 5, we're augmenting the top string. We're augmenting the G string by pushing it up 1 fret. So these are almost the same shape, but on the G string, you've got this 3rd fret for D7 augmented 5, and then D7, it's on the 2nd fret. That's what it's resolving back down to, right? So if we play these next to each other, I have to think about it. I have to think about that shape. Because they're so closely related and you can play this D7 as a bar chord, it might be the better choice to play the D7 plus 5 as a bar chord too. Very tricky, but you don't have to play this one to play the song. It's like a special bonus fancy chord. C7. Yay. So familiar. E flat. E flat, you can leave the G string open. You don't have to play that 3rd fret G string. I think that's all of them with the inclusion of that C7 suspended 4. So I'm going to put this like down here. We're going to just be using these first 4 main ones for a moment to look at the verse chords. And just really quick strum information because it's pretty simple for this song. We can use the island strum, down, down, up, or down, chunk, up, or down, down, up, chunk, up, or down, chunk, up, down, down, up, whatever combination of chunks and stuff that you want. Yes. So that's it. The strum information. That's it. Down, down, up, y'all. There's one more on the song sheet. That's like a variation of down, down, up. It's down, up, chunk, up, chunk, up. But we're just going to use down, down, up today, or down, chunk, up, chunk, up. And that's it. Okay, so for the intro, the verse, the interludes, this is the home base for this song. Around the uke revolution, we talk about home base a lot. If you get lost when you're playing something, or you don't know where you want to go next, you're confused or whatever, you need to get the train back on the tracks, this is where you come to within a particular song. So for this song, this verse riff is home base because we're living in this combination of chords for a lot of this song. And we just kind of looked at them together. Let me move that way so you can see. Yeah. G suspended 4 for 4, G for 4, C minor 7, or that C7 suspended 4. Say that 5 times fast. Or this one down here on the 1st fret, you can also play. And F add 9 for 4. Everything for 4. Yay! That will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the down, down, up, down, up with whatever chunks you want, you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, G, suspended 4, G, C, F, G, suspended 4, G, C minor 7, F. If I do the alternate for the C, it'll sound like this. C, F. Somebody told me everything she wants is everything she sees. And that's your verse. That's your verse lick. Also the intro of the song. Also a lot of the interludes. Let me see. Oh, I just had a thought. The G suspended 4, another way that you can play it, is with the pointer finger on the C string and then the middle finger and the ring finger on the E and A string on the 3rd fret. It's a bit less smooshed, but then when you move to the G, you'll have to move your fingers around more. My muscle memory tends to either go here or to that bar one. Up to you. Okay, the simple version of the chorus. So this is the somebody tell me. C minor 7 for 4. And in this case, I think I said before, whenever you see C minor 7, you can switch it. That's not true. You can switch it to the C7 suspended 4. That's only for the verse, for that one little spot in the verse. I forgot about that. I forgot that we had the C minor 7 elsewhere. Yeah, that substitution, the C7 suspended 4, only sounds right for the verse. Yeah. Simple chorus. C minor 7 for 4, D minor 7 for 4, G minor for 4, and G minor 7 for 4. And it will repeat. These little patterns repeat to make up parts of the song. So that will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. C minor 7, D minor 7, G minor. Why I work so hard for you to give you money out. Somebody tell me why I work so hard for you to give you money out. And I'll put up some lyrics later. Yeah, I'm just kind of giving you a little sampler during the practice sesh. So then we've got this. Okay, so if you just want to, like, that's the most basic version. If you just want to, like, sing some of the verses and choruses, you're not too concerned with, like, playing the massive whole, like, 6.5 minute arrangement with all of the things and stuff. This is all you need, really. This is all you need to play, like, a very simplified version of this song. If you want to step it up a level for the chorus part, we've got this little walk down thing that happens on that last bar with the G minor 7. And we're also throwing in the D7 augmented 5. I sometimes do this and sometimes I don't. So this chord comes on the somebody. Yeah, you'll see later when I put the lyrics up that there's a bit of a wait before the lyrics of the chorus start. Like on that C minor 7, it's when he's taking a big fucking breath before he yells about stuff. So if we put in this D7 plus 5, we got C minor 7 for 4, D7 plus 5 for 2, D minor 7 for 2, G minor for 4, G minor 7 for 4. If you want to add in this walk down, it looks like confusing to look at this, but it's fairly simple. So we have this little D, 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 D thing happening, and I've arranged this walk down riff so it puts that little B, D, D, D descending line into the G minor 7 chord. Which ones is it? 3. This little beep, 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 beep. So you hold the G minor 7 chord. You're going to put, for like the first little chord that's tabbed, you're going to put your ring finger on the 3rd fret E string. And then the next beat, that's 1. The next beat, you pick up that finger. So then you're just playing a G minor 7 chord. So in those first 2 little beats, we have that movement of bing, 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 bing. Then keep holding the G minor 7. You put your ring finger on the 3rd fret, the C string. So we're getting this note in on the C string. And then you pick it up again. Just G minor 7 for the last beat of the measure. It's this note that we're going for on the C string again. So it's pretty much like, this is a G minor chord actually, isn't it? Yeah. The first one is actually a G minor chord, but we're going to kind of hold that bar position of the G minor 7 to get the rest of the notes in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 bum. So that ring finger is doing a little down, up on the 3rd fret E string, 3rd fret C string, C string. Bum, 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 bum. my thumb's getting a workout. Anybody else? Holding a G minor 7 for about 3 minutes. You can also, like, if you don't want to include the chord shape of the G minor 7, you can just do this walk down as like a single note. And then it is the E string 3, 1, 3, 1, C string 3, 2. 3, 1, 3, 2. Da, 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 da. What's that chord? Da. Simplifies it a little bit. I just wanted you to have that, like, you know, synth or whatever moment it is, bass moment. Let me try to play this with the D7 augmented 5. It might sound a little sloppy. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. This will go like, we've got the bar on the C minor 7, and then we move it down for the weird D7 with these 2 fingers. And then pick up the middle finger for the, oh, it's not D7, it's D minor 7. Dang it. D7 comes later in the song. I'm getting confused. Okay. C minor 7 with the bar. Weird D7. And then open up to the D minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, 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 B. If you want, you choose like which things you want. You can do this one, but put in the little D, D, deedly D thing at the end if you want. You do what works for you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh, let me play the challenge chorus one time with just the chords. And for that D7 plus 5 and D minor 7, I'm just strumming down 2 times for each one. Keep it simple. Wait, slow down. C minor 7, D, 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 G. C minor 7, bump, 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 bump. I'm trying to think if there's any other like tricky things that I'm doing that make some of these chord changes easier. I tend to, with the G minor, I tend to play it like we did, like for making the walk down riff, with like a little mini bar here on these 2 strings, even though you don't need to. I've got my pointer finger on the bottom 2 strings. I've got my middle finger on the C string and the 3rd fret, the E string here. Coming from that D minor 7. It's just kind of easier if you just smush that finger down instead of pulling it down here. It's just what happens, incidental stuff that happens in my playing. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, this is not the original key. This is actually half a step up. The other kind of, like the original key is F sharp. It's really difficult to play in F sharp. The other kind of keys that were lower than that we might be able to capo to get to the original one, were also not that great for playing. This is like, these chords are pretty user friendly. So if you want to play in the original key, F sharp, you can tune down a half step to F sharp, B, D sharp, and G sharp. It's like reverse capo. Reverse capo, but with just by tuning something down. F sharp, B, D sharp, G sharp. And then you could use these chords and you'll be in the original key. Also, the tape's a bit old, so it even doesn't really sit right on F sharp. Like with older recordings, sometimes the tapes don't really play in tune, or they get get stretched a bit or something. It's weird stuff that happens with analog recordings. And yeah, just letting you know. Okay, we're gonna put up some lyric stuff. Yeah, let's look at the lyrics of the verse and the chorus, and then I will get into like the end of it, the extended version, bridge and verse B thing that comes at the end. The verse B, if you haven't really heard the extended version before, it wouldn't be familiar. It's the, how could you settle for a boy like me when all I could see was the end of the week. That section is pretty long. Let's see. Okay, verse lyrics. Here we go. Let's play a little verse together. Boop. And the intro of the song is just the verse chords. So we'll play those a couple times through before I start singing the lyrics. It's just that G, G, C minor 7, F add 9 thing that we play for the whole verse. 2, 1, 2, 3, G suspended 4. Here we go. Somebody told me, boy, everything she wants is everything she sees. I guess I must have loved you because I said you were the perfect girl for me, baby. But now we're 6 months older. Everything you want and everything you see, out of reach, not good enough. I don't know what the hell you want from me. Oh, ba-da-da, da-da-da. Just keep playing those chords. Ba-da, da, da, do-do-do, da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da, da-da-da, do-do-do, da-da-da-da-da. Then we're to the verse. So all those little, in this song, all those little da-da-da, ba-da-da, da-da. I just wrote them in as interludes. I didn't put all the little beat-up, doody, shooby-doob, wow things, lyrics in. Yeah, they're just those same chords. You keep playing them with those little vocal ad-libs, and then you get to the chorus. So we're going to do the chorus with the lyrics. Beam, there it is. And put up here. Okay. And of course, going to play the whole thing later. I'll put that little beat back on that I had running earlier for the intro. So I left it in. I left in on this little screenshot the interlude that comes around the chorus. So we just played this one. This was the ba-da-da, da-da-da, ah. So we'll just start here with the C minor 7. Actually, I lied. No, let's do that part again so you can see how they go together. Lies. 1, 2, 3, here we go. G suspended 4. G. I'm going to do the other C. Here's the C minor 7. Somebody tell me, won't you tell me why I work so hard for you, to give you money, oh. And then we're back to those chords again. Some people work for a living. Verse 2 coming at you. The singing note for this verse, other things, it's on the sheet. Other things I should have mentioned before playing the lyric part with the verse. The singing note for the very first lyrics of the song is A, so it's an open A string. Somebody told me And it's not in the chord. It's not in that G suspended 4 chord. So it's like a little bit tricky to find. It's in the F, the chord that you play right before. But yeah, it's just kind of hard to find that note sometimes. Somebody told me, boy, everything she wants. Okay, let me see what we're gonna do. Oh yes, we are going to look at the bridge chords for the bridge and part B, verse B chords. So these little bridge chords are what lead us to verse B. And if you look at verse B here, the second half of verse B is actually the same as the bridge. So this is after after the second verse, there's this kind of chorus interlude where he's doing, it's almost like ad-libbed vocals around the chorus chords and then the verse chords again. What do I do with things I do? Don't know. Tell you if I knew. That little bit. And a little chorus. And when those are over, these bridge chords kick in and there's kind of some synth stuff happening, like rhythmic synth stuff, before the verse B happens. I love verse B. I didn't realize that the single version, like I guess the radio version, didn't have. It was like an abridged version of this song. So anyway, bridge is G minor for 8, D minor 7 for 4, and D7 for 4. And then verse B is C minor 7 for 4, D minor 7 for 4, G minor for 4, C7 for 4. Then we have E flat for 8, D7 for 8 on the second line. And then we're doing the same bridge chords again. G minor for 8, D minor 7 for 4, D7 for 4. And we repeat that pattern. And I'm trying to see, does this happen 2 times? How does this happen? See what is it? Ooh. All I could see was the end of the week. Oh, okay. I see a little teeny tiny error at the end of the song sheet. So this happens once and then we repeat it. We repeat the whole thing. We repeat like half of it. So we play these 4 lines and then go back to the beginning and play the first 2 lines to make verse B. Actually, I might go back. I'll probably go back in later and like fill that whole thing out so it has these 2 lines at the end. Because I just noticed I put on the end of 1, 2, 3, 4. On the end of the 4th page, it says D7 instead of D minor 7. So I've got to fix that anyway. Yeah. And then the outro of this song is the chorus. It's the chorus chords played over and over again. So if we play the bridge, it'll sound like this. And then I'll put the lyrics up for verse B and we can see what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, G minor. D minor 7, D7. That's it. We do that 2 times for this little like kind of synth rhythm moment interlude. And then verse B, if we play that with down, down, up, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. C minor 7, D minor 7, G minor, C7, E flat, D7, G minor, D minor 7, D7. G minor, D minor 7, D7. The end of verse B will be these 2 lines. C minor 7, D minor 7, G minor, C7, flat, D7. One little tiny chord changing trick when you're on the G minor in the first line, you just pick up these fingers to play C7, and then you're putting them back down on different strings to play E flat. Like kind of obvious things, but just to point it out. Because otherwise the tendency would be to pick everything up and go, okay, what's the next one? Pick it up. You can leave that pointer finger there. For that little change, G minor, C7, E flat. Okay, with the lyrics. All I could see was the end of the week. So, the little tiny mistake that I made at the end of this, but the wages line, that D7 at the end after C minor 7, that should be a D minor 7. And it's in the little chord layout that we just looked at, but I left out the M. Left out the M. So I'll go in right after the stream, go in and fix that one and kind of extend that verse B chord layout. So it's more all-encompassing, comprehensive. Is that the word? I'll fix it in the arrangement that's in the library. Okay. Let's see. I can't really move myself over anymore. I think you're going to be without my hand for this one. Let me see. There. Might be too tiny. The good old days when I would just go, the verse is these 4 chords, and this is where you put your fingers. And the chorus is these chords, and this is where you put your fingers. The end. Thanks for watching. Ready? Here we go. C minor 7. Wait, just hang on the C minor 7 for a second so we can get into it. Okay, here we go. I could just settle for a boy like me. All I could see was the end of the week. The things we sign, the things we buy ain't gonna keep us together. It's just a matter of time. My situation never changes. Walking in and out of the door like a stranger, but the wages I give you all you say you want more. D minor 7. And all I could see was the end of the week. All the things we said and the things we buy ain't gonna keep us together. It's just a matter of time. Wham. Yeah, we're back to the home bass verse chords over here. Let's see. I think that's it for parts and stuff. So we're gonna play the whole thing. And this, like I said at the beginning of this stream, this song's overall arrangement, while we're playing kind of the same sets of chords all the time, because of the vocal stuff and the way that he phrased and wrote things, it's gets a little complicated in places, and it's kind of too much for me to go, okay, we're doing verse, and then we're doing this, and then we're doing that. It's not just verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So recommended to join or get this one in the library if you really want the whole thing. Yeah, if you really want the whole arrangement of the song, this is a great time to join as a member or get just this arrangement from the shop on Coffee. But I will do my best if you're following along and just playing from the chords on the screen. I will try to give you a heads up for which part that we're on. We'll do like this. I'm probably not going to play the hard chorus today. We're just going to keep it simple. Oops. Wait, where did I go? I tried to fix this one little box. Let's see. There. Great. we'll do like that one so you can't see that. Okay. So mostly we're doing this. And I'll try to holler at you when we're switching between them. How about that? You're keeping it simple. Yeah, this is as simple as it can get here. I mean, I can't tell. I don't know if you're asking me to clarify what I'm about to do, or if you're kind of making a joke. I just sound muted. My finger's too big for the. Oh, I just sound muted. Okay. I just sound muted. My finger's too big for my uke. Get a bigger. What are you playing on? A soprano? Time to upgrade. Get a tenor. Tenor's the way to go, guys. If you want to do, more than play a down strum and play riptide or whatever. Okay, so we're starting with the verse chords, right? And I'm going to put on a little beat. Kind of keep us on track. Yeah, this is the most simple. We're just going to stick to this. This is simple. I'm looking at it now and going, what could you do to make it even simpler? I mean, you could just play G. You could just play G. You could just play G minor or G minor 7. Yeah. So this is the BPM for this song, the beats per minute. I like to Google them. I like to Google the tempo. Make sure we're keeping everything keeping it real. Just pretend it has that little conga sound. Okay, on the G. Hold time out for 1 second. Wait a second, because this could be a teaching moment. The D minor 7, and then of course the thing is cut off on YouTube. Hang on a second. The D minor 7 and switching from and then I can't see it because the little heart icon is on top of it. I think you mean from the C minor 7. Let me give you a trick. Let me pop this out so I can see it. Okay. The D minor 7 and switching from there is tough. So I think you mean between the C minor 7 and the D minor 7. If you want to play or from the G, you might mean from the G, and then I don't have a trick. But if you mean from the C minor 7 to the D minor 7, there's another D minor 7 you can play that's on the 5th fret. Somebody tell me. It's the same shape, so it makes it a little bit easier. It's here. If you have trouble switching from the G to the C minor 7, then I would suggest using that alternate chord, the C7 suspended 4, that's on the 1st fret, the bottom 2 strings. I don't know if you or anybody else who came late might have missed that note. Instead of playing C minor 7 in the verse, you can play this C7 suspended 4 on the 1st fret. And it's a little bit easier of a change, I think, than, that bar chord that pops up. Okay, we're back at it. Okay, here we go. Over here. G. Somebody told me, boy, everything she wants is everything she sees. I guess I must have loved you because I said you were the perfect girl for me. Baby, and I was 6 months older. Everything you want and everything you see is out of reach, not good enough. I don't know what the hell you want from me. Oh, here's a chorus. Somebody tell me, won't you tell me why I work so hard for you? To give you money. Ooh, back to the verse chords. Verse 2, so we're sticking here with the chords. Some people work for a living. Some people work for fun. Girl, I just work for you. They told me marriage was a give and take. Well, you showed me you can take. You got some giving to do. Now you tell me that you're having my baby. I tell you that I'm happy if you want me to. But one step further and my back will break. If my bass isn't good enough, then how can it be good enough for two? I can't work any harder than I do. And here comes the chorus. Somebody tell me, won't you tell me why I work so hard for you? Oh, to give you money. Oh, okay, back to the verse chords. So we got this kind of weird interlude thing happening. Just stick on the verse chords. What do I do? The things I do. Tell you if I knew. Oh my God, I don't even think. Chorus. I love you. Won't you tell me to give you money? I'll take give you money. So now we're to the bridge. We're on G minor, D minor 7, D7. Do it again. G minor, D minor 7, D7, verse B, C minor 7. Boy like me when all I could see was the end of the week. All the things we sign, the things we buy, ain't gonna keep us together. It's just a matter of time. My situation never changes. Walking in and out of the door like a stranger, but the wages I give you all you say you want more. C minor 7, the top of verse B. All I could see was the end of the week. All the things we buy and the things we sign ain't gonna keep us together. It's just a matter of time. The verse chords. G, C minor 7, F. And we're going back to the chorus. Right now, the chorus. Somebody tell me, won't you tell me, work so hard for you, how to give you money. the beat out. C minor, D, and then end on the G. Yay! A. Thanks, MC. It's it is like it's an epic it's kind of an epic pop song. It's not a lot of pop songs that one might describe as epic. And it's so chill, like the beat's so middle of the road that you don't realize what an epic song it is. Because overall, like the underlying production is pretty chill compared to like the mood of the story. It's such a cool song. I love it. Yeah, highly recommend watching the WHAM documentary. It's on Netflix. I think it's just called WHAM. It's really well done. It's really well done, and it shows you like what an interesting dynamic that they had. And you know, if it wasn't for Andrew Ridgeley, we would have never had George Michael, the solo artist. Really. What a friendship. What a great friendship they had. And also, like, just gives you some insight into what a musician and producer George Michael was, what a writer he was. Because I think, like, I have a special place in my heart for misunderstood pop stars. Britney is a great example, too, and George is such a good example. Like, we focused so much on their personal life that what they actually gave us as an artist is kind of like swept under the rug. So there's another one, the Wham one, and then there's a documentary. I think I got it on Amazon Prime. It might be on Hulu. I think I bought it on Amazon. The Real George Michael. Not quite as like filmy. Like the Wham documentary is very much like a well-made film. The Real George Michael is a bit more like, a bit more like commercial mainstream kind of documentary, but they interview a lot of people, including Stevie Wonder, about like George's kind of artistry, his writing and production. Like he wrote and produced and played so much more of this music and his own music that I think a lot of people know, because there's so much focus on his personal life all the time. Yay, we love George. Yeah, that's it, my people. That's it, my people. B. Macbeck said something that we all need to remember. I just need to practice. Yes, practice is key. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, he's so legendary. And then watching him and I mean, it just kind of like it's kind of sad, because I think his music, you know, in songs like this and something like Praying for Time, like just that lyric, like he had so much pain because he couldn't be who he was. And a lot of artists were like that. Whitney, and it drove a lot of like their output. I mean, we wouldn't have songs like this or songs like Freedom or songs like, Praying for Time is a good example, or like Jesus to a Child, because he had so much pain. I do get emotional when I talk about it. That's what's happening in my eyeballs right now. Yeah, I get I tear up when I talk about stuff that I feel passionate about. Yeah, when you watch him in interviews, he had a lot of like tension, because of his private life and because he like hid who he was for so long. And it was just kind of like incidental. Like when they talk about it on the Wham documentary, it was, it wasn't even really like calculated so much, but once they started hiding it, they just felt like they had to keep hiding it. Yeah, really interesting. I learned a lot about, I'm already such a fan of George. And I learned a lot this week. I was like, wow, I knew it. I knew there was more to that man than we knew about, to that artist. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to share. You are welcome for sharing, and thank you for listening. Thank you for loving music with me. I am also right now, I was just about to talk about practicing, because I think a lot of people think because the ukulele is kind of like it's a hobby instrument, and a lot of people play it who are amateur musicians. It's the first thing they've ever played, because they think it's going to be easy. I mean, you can make it super simple, but then you never really expand what you do with it. But it's just like any other instrument. You have to practice. It's just like any other new thing that you do. You have to practice. And I don't think sometimes people don't want to hear that. But if you do, if you keep like a very small skill set, you keep like a very small like collection of things that you can do, yeah, you can keep it really simple. If you're just kind of doing like this, if you just kind of live your life doing this, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to grow in it, expand in it, and play more interesting things, yeah, you got to practice. I think that's, usually when people comment on the channel, like, oh, can you slow down? This is too hard. I don't get it. It's too fast, whatever. Like on the older lessons where it's just information. I think people don't realize that they have to practice. They have to take that and then practice it. Just because you watch a video for 5 minutes doesn't mean you'll be able to do it. You have to practice too. And I am living that right now. I am a beginner again with this loop station. So like I'm feeling that pain again. Like I want to be able to do all these really interesting things like right now, but I have to do the work, and I'm doing it. Like I'm back to being a beginner at something in music, which hasn't happened since I picked up ukulele and 13 years ago. And it's like a hit to your ego. You gotta, even if you're the professional at something, and if you have skills or talent or you've done the work, you still have to do the work again for new stuff. So I'm feeling it. I'm right there with you. I keep telling myself, I'm like, you just have to keep practicing. But I want to do this, and I want to do that. I want to make it sound like this, and I want it to be this cool. Like, you got to practice. That's it. I'm going to go eat lunch now, everyone. Get a tissue because my nose is running. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out if you didn't do it yet. And I will see you guys later in the week with a Stevie Wonder lesson. Peace out. Bye.